So guys, in this video we are going to work on the health of our enemies and players. So let's make a new script. I'm going to call it health controller or life controller. I think the life controller is a better name for that. Okay. Now let's go inside. Now I'm going to write some new variable. First, public int hertz, and the second one will be explosion effect when our enemy or our player going to die. So, and next we are going to change the color of our sprite. Now we are going to make bool that if our enemy died or not. Public bool is dead. And as a default, I want to put it false. Then we want to get access to our sprite library and to change it to red. So now in the start function we can write we want to get access to our sprite. So sprite is equal to get component sprite. So now let's make a take a damage function. For now we don't need to update, so we can delete that. Public void inside. I'm going to use the new parameter int and damage. And how much is our damage? We are going to reduce it from the health of our enemy or player. So here if first we want to check that our player is not dead. So if player is not dead, this small sign means not. So if the player or the enemy is not dead, then we want to reduce from the health minus equal to our damage. So as long as our enemy is not dead, we can reduce the damage from his health. Then also we want to check if health become less than or equal to 0, then we want to instantiate our explosion effect where it transform the position. That means wherever is our object, and transform the rotation. That means wherever is our object, we are going to instantiate that explosion effect that we are going to create later. And another thing that we want to check is if here this.get component, and if that component that we are going to check is the player controller exists in our scene, so it's not equal to null, that means it exists. For example, we can make it that after 3 times that our player is going to die, he come back, revive, and then start until the 3rd time is finished, and we can see the game over scene now. So for now, I'm going to let it empty. Here else, that is that. Then come this time, this part is come for the enemies. We want to say instead is equal to true, and we want to destroy the game object. We want to destroy the enemy ship. So now here I'm going to also use another else, which we are going to fill it later. Now we need to make a new function that we get a little bit of delay between each time the enemy get hurt. I'm going to use IEnumerator, taking damage, sprite.color is equal to our damage color. Now we want yield return new, wait for a second. Between 0 and 1 second. So should we just 1 second? Then we want here to change the color of a sprite back to white and back to original. So sprite cut. So guys, that's all. So almost everything for now. To want to write for the live controller. Now here, as you see, we write some variable, health, explosion effect, the color, and the bool function, that is our enemy died or not, and a sprite renderer. So at the start of the game, we want to attach the sprite renderer automatically to our sprite, to this sprite here. Then we want to call the take damage function. How is that work? Here we made a parameter damage, and we say as long as our enemy or our player is not dead, we want to reduce health depend on the damage that he gets. Then we want here check again if the health becomes 0 or less than 0, then that means the object, player or enemy is died, and we want to instantiate the effect for that. And after that, also we want to check if it's the component is our player, then we want, for example, after 3 times he's going to die. For example, the player is going to die and revive after 3 times. then but else, that means if there is not player, there is enemies, then that is true, and we want to destroy the game object. This is just for the enemies. I'm going to also comment it. And the last thing is about taking damage. We use the IEnumerator taking damage. That means we want to make a delay for the damage. That means when the enemy gets damage or the player gets damage, we want to change the color depend on our damage color, and we are going to see it right now when we are going to the game, and we want a delay time that is give us that delay. That means whatever we write after this code here, we are going to call it after 1.1 second. And after this time is passed, then our our Unity will going to call this function, call this line. So now let's save it, going back to the game. So now I'm going to attach the live controller to the player, to meter, enemy, and all the enemy. So as you see, all of them have the live. This is the live. This is the explosion effect, which we are going to do it later. That damage color. I'm going, for example, make the damage color complete that. And I want the alpha, here that's alpha, to be completely at max. And that is our isState function, which we could make it private, but we want now to check it if it's happened or not. So that's why I made it public. So now I'm going for to give all of them 3 hertz. That means after 3 so t times getting hertz, they are going to explode. The damage color is also same. So now in the next part, we are going to work on the damage of our bullets. So see you in the next video.